Now we play a game.
We got Star Wars Unlimited. We got classic Star Wars games. We got old school D&D, independent RPGs, mini painting, Warhammer, of course, tons of other games. But first, we're gonna need some coffee here on Board Barista Productions. Hey everybody, welcome to Retro Reviews. I'm Fen. This is a review show where we go through my copious amounts of gaming books, paraphernalia, magazines, one at a time. And to join me in the Ramble Fest and also to go, ooh, look, squirrel, as we jump onto a side conversation and lose track that we actually didn't end last week's episode on time, we have Tanya.
Hey, everybody.
All right. So this week we are talking...
Going.
Huh?
Let's keep the randomness going.
So this week we got the Star Wars RPG by West End Games, Shadows of the Empire Sourcebook. So for those of you that aren't familiar with the old extended universe before Disney bought the rights to Star Wars and through all the comic books, video games, two made-for-TV movies starring a bunch of really cute Ewoks, a bunch of other stuff, all out the airlock. In 1995, when Star Wars was having its huge comeback, the movies were coming back in theaters, there was comic books, there was video games everywhere. Some of those comics, some of those video games, and one of the novels that everybody was talking about when they were talking about Star Wars that year was Shadows of the Empire. This was the first time that the extended universe decided to have a big, major crossover multimedia type of thing since like Return of the Jedi came out. So they created a video game where you played as the Kmart and Blue Light Special Han Solo, known as Dash Rendar. He's kind of a knockoff smuggler, bad boy.
I remember him.
Yeah, him and his budget Millennium Falcon that was crossed with a B-wing fighter because it had the rotating cockpit and guns. The video game actually made Star Wars video games cool for one level. The only level anybody ever really played was you got to fly a snow speeder and trip the AT-ATs on Hoth. Like, it was the one level that everybody played. It's the one level I played. I get to that level. It was like level 2. You had to run through the base, get to the snow speeder, and then go trip the walkers. And then after that, I was like, I'm done. But I did read the book. I did read some of the comic books. This is basically like Star Wars episode 4.5, where so Empire Strikes Back ends. Han and Chewie have taken off in the Falcon to try to stop Boba Fett from getting Han's frozen backside delivered to Jabba the Hutt. Luke is like coming to grips with now he's got a robotic hand. And he still doesn't know that he keeps making out with his sister. So it's in that whole era between, and he's like, Darth Vader might be my dad. I don't know. I need to go talk to Yoda to find out whether or not this is true. But we got to try to rescue Han Solo from Boba Fett. And because Han Solo doesn't get rescued until Return of the Jedi, that they don't succeed. And that's mostly because of the big bad villain in this, Prince Xizor, who is a Falleen, which is a reptilian humanoid. They produce pheromones and can influence people around them. He is a rival criminal lord, rival to Jabba the Hutt, loyal to the Emperor, has made a bunch of deals and is in league with the Empire, so the Empire lets him do whatever he wants to do. The Black Sun Syndicate is his criminal organization.
Okay.
And he's trying to kill Luke and undermine Vader so that way he can take that second in command spot away from Vader. But the Emperor isn't going to let a non-Sith become the number 2 guy. But you have these little adventures. And and there's a whole plot on trying to get to Coruscant to stop Xizor, and some face downs between Vader and Luke that happened in between, all happened in that storyline. And Dash is the big main character because Han Solo is frozen in carbonite, so they had to go get the Kmart Blue Light Special version of him to keep the story going. But yeah, so stats for the Emperor, Xizor, Vader, Boba Fett. There's even a lightsaber training droid that's stats that are in here. They actually based it off of the ASP droid, the construction droids that were in the special editions of Star Wars. They're like moving a bunch of pipes and stuff in Mos Eisley when they first arrive, when Obi-Wan and Luke and the droids all show up to try to find transport to the Alderaan system. So they actually took one of those droids, and like Vader had programmed it and gave it a lightsaber so he could spar with it. So there was some cool stuff in the game and in the comics and in the book that all made it into this, because these source books based on the popular selling novels at the time were hot ticket items, which did kind of like reflect a little bit in the artwork in the books. Luckily this one is good because, you know, they had the big budget, because everybody's like, yeah, this is going to sell pretty good because it's got the video game and everything. So the artwork in here is on par with the rest of Star Wars art books. There's one of the ones that the printing, it was a rush job. It looks horrible, but it is a really good book. So I'm not going to say which one it is. I don't have it, although I wish I had it because it has a bunch of useful stuff in it. I'm looking for a copy. So I'll just say it. It's the Jedi Academy series. There's a lot of cool stuff that happened in the Jedi Academy books when Luke starts his Jedi Academy, but whoever was in charge of putting that book together was like asleep at the wheel and should have done a little bit more work on the art to make that, and just how the book was formatted before it got sent to the printers. It was a rush job. It looks like it was like a self-publish book. You know how like self-published books, you can tell this was self-published. It does not look professional. Yeah, but this one, the Shadows of the Empire Sourcebook, chef's kiss, perfect, really good, and hard copies, and it only came out in hardcover. So yeah, and I think this one's actually in really good condition because I actually like did that whole like after my source book got really dinged up, I started actually doing the whole brown paper bag to cover, you know, textbooks. I started doing that to all my role-playing books for a while, so they'd actually like survive being in the backpack. Didn't do it to my high school textbooks, not at all. I just did it to my role-playing books to give them a little extra padding in my backpack. I have not done that to a book in forever. Do you ever like cover the books with a brown paper bag where you folded it up?
Yeah, I have.
That needs to make a comeback in gaming circles. That needs to be a thing to like go to a gaming store and see somebody got like their player's handbook like brown papered.
Yeah,
then you can sit there and doodle on it.
I know. Kids, even in middle school, don't bring books home, but I recall the write-up they give us, parents to sign off on. Kids are required to cover the books that they bring home to protect the books. And all I'm going is, okay, let's start saving paper bags, because it's right when COVID hit. Boom, paper bags made a comeback.
Yep.
And nope. Plus
no
the
books.
paper bags that made a comeback are not quality.
Nah, you need to get some of the grocery stores that you don't have in Northern Maine. Like you need to get like Whole Foods or Trader Joe's.
Okay.
I hate the fact that like only people from like Presque Isle part of Maine are all is like, wait, Trader Joe's isn't a grocery store. It's where I go to get my jeans.
Actually, Trader Joe's is where we go to get coffee.
Oh, that's right, because you guys got a whole nother Trader Joe's in
Yeah,
Lincoln
they're
at the
making a
gas
thing.
station. I keep forgetting. Yeah, it's got like the state police officer and the game warden statues out front of it. Yeah. I completely forget that it's like that's called Trader Joe's as well. There are so many businesses in Northern Maine that a grocery store can be like, we'll be hearing from our lawyers.
It's you got Java Joe's in Farmington. Everyone's like, oh, that's a Trader Joe. No, it's Java Joe's. It's a little coffee shop. He wanted to say, okay, I got the regular cup of Joe and I got the Java.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is. Oh, wait. I was looking over my notes. I did have one more dislike. I was wrong. There's no stats for Boba Fett in this book. Everybody else but Boba Fett is.
When I was going through, I didn't see Boba Fett.
There's no Boba Fett. The only way to get Boba Fett stats is I believe he's in the movie Sourcebook and he's in the Cloud City Sourcebook, possibly the Jabba's Palace one.
All right.
But I know for sure you have to get the Bounty Hunter's Guide. He's in there, and that's actually the best stats for him in the game is in the Bounty Hunter's Guide. And I'm hoping in like a couple weeks I'll actually have I actually am in the process of negotiating a deal to get my hands on the Bounty Hunter's Guide and the Tramp Freighters books. So I'm actually buying 2 more Star Wars RPG books, and they're not the cheap ones. These are the $80 a pop ones. Invest in cardboard and paper. Yeah. And I do like Dash Rendar's ship. The Outrider, that is freaking cool. I actually have a mini for it. And I do like that the LE droids, because Lebo, which was Dash's astromech droid, it's an LE B02D9. It's the same droid type as LEE7, which is the astromech droid from the movie Solo that was Lando Calrissian's partner, whose brain got implanted in the Falcon to describe the whole reason why the Falcon never functioned 100% perfectly for Solo is because it didn't like him, because he basically like won her from Lando in the game of Sabacc. It's like you bet, which is funny because like when Lando got to fly the Falcon flew perfectly for him. But there was a whole thing of like had to talk with the Navicomputer, like, honey, I'm sorry, I didn't think I was going to lose you in a game of poker. Like lost his digital girlfriend in a game of poker. That's Lando Calrissian. Anyways, that's all I got for Chaz the Empire. Any questions, comments, concerns from you for this week?
No.
Nope. All right.
Sadly, no miscellaneous weird conversation. Just book covers.
Book covers. Where we went out in the weed was cover your hardback role-playing books. You can even cover your softback role-playing books and help out the environment by using paper bags while grocery shopping. Just make sure that you're getting good quality paper bags. You don't want anything that's like a sandwich bag material. You want a good, thick construction paper grade. I don't know what the weight number is for that, for how thick that piece of paper is, but
don't get them wet.
Don't get them wet.
Don't get them wet. They turn into paper mache.
And yeah. All right, peace.
Peace.
Hey everybody, thanks for staying till the end of the episode. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook at Board Barista Productions. And if you want to support us, Patreon link at the bottom.